So our third kind of array is a path array. The path array will take an object. Phase 1 is select your object. Enter. Phase 2 is select your curve for your path. And then there we go. Here's a bunch of little pearls strung along a necklace, right? And what we're looking at up here is a little bit different. Some of the fields we can't adjust. Like I can't adjust the number of items, but I can adjust the distance in between. If I want to make changes, .5, right? And then I could work on the spacing, and then the number of items is actually just how many there are based on the length of your path. Okay, and down here we have a spline, same idea. Path array, select that object, enter, select that path, and then boom. You see the path array has a grip on it, and the grip is for adjusting the space. Making more space, making less space. Okay, so I was trying to think of examples where you use this, right? Where would this come in handy? And it has come in handy at various times for me. Here's a block of a palm tree, and I want it to kind of follow the contour of the ground. Well, instead of trying to rotate it and move it, right, I'm going to just path array it, and it goes along the curve, it follows the ground, and each one is slightly angled based on its position in relation to the curve. Over here, you think about the different chains, the different links that go around this chain. Be a pain in the neck to move, copy, and rotate each one of them individually, but if you had a single link and you could draw the belt path, well, then you could easily create a path array. How about a shape like this? This isn't a polar array. This is kind of like a rectangle with rounded ends, right? So either an oval or a box with filleted corners. Here's another opportunity to take things and put them along a path. These look like chairs around an arena. Here I have a bunch of lollipops or trees, right, sticking up out of the ground. And then here we have a spiral, and we've got a little arrow, and the arrows are going increasingly inward toward the spiral center. And then in an extreme case of a path array, think about the risers on a set of spiral stairs, right? Your path would be a helix that goes around that central column, and then you could take the stairs and copy them with a path array along that helix. So those are several applications. I thought of some less intense ones for us, though. We'll take this pond here, and there's a rock, a little decorative stone, and I want several of them around the pond. And instead of copying and rotating and moving each one, I'll select rock number 1, hit enter, pick the edge, and then it's just a question of how many of these do we want, right? How far in between do we want our instances? 12, right? So if you have a client who's got 7 or 8 rocks, you could have them equidistant around the periphery. This here, this is the Kern River. What do you think? Very realistic, right? I've got a bench over here and a bench over here. And I wanted benches that follow the river. And I don't want to copy them and estimate the distances. I'd like the distances to be preset. And I'd like them all to follow the curve of the river. Same idea. Path array would be the job, would get the job done here. So that's the object, and this is the curve. And then what is your distance between? There we go. And I'll do the same thing on the bottom. Start with this one. Pick that one. I think we set 48 for distance. Nice. Alright, and that would be such a pain in the neck to do this any other way. So path array is pretty awesome. This was a problem I had to do a while back on a little side job I had done. evacuation routes. They wanted to have arrows showing how to leave the building and then what route to take to the safe area in case of an emergency or an evacuation. So I had to do this before the path array tool came out, and this was a pain in the neck. I had to copy and space and rotate every one of these arrowheads. So if you do this with polyline, let's try something a little bit different. What if we start at the back of the arrow and go up? And we go over, and we go down the stairs. And maybe I'll turn on polar. There we go. And then here's the evacuation area. Enter. So my path will be this polyline I just drew. Then my path array, I want to take the arrow, enter, and I want to use that path. One more time. Path array, arrow, enter, path. There we go. Now that distance looks a little much, right? So maybe we change the distance to something a little less intense, and a job that would have taken me hours to do, to show multiple evacuation routes from multiple classroom doorways, suddenly is not so bad. And if you wanted to make it look a little bit more free and natural, here we go with the spline. Same idea, right? Okay. And we'll polyline from the Allied Health Building down the other set of stairs. Okay, so as long as it's a polyline, right, that's a path. And then we can path array our arrow. Alright. So those are a few applications I thought of in practical sense for doing some 2D work with the path array tool. We don't have any assignments where you specifically need to use it, but you are going to be working on a design project this week, and this might be something you want to do for your own work when it's time for you to design something. This tool might make your life a lot easier.